Alright everybody in YouTube land, it's time now for another video here on The Breeze. And I know this is kind of unexpected or whatever, but I've decided to switch back to doing game show runs. I mean, I've been having fun with my season premieres, but I've mainly been filming a lot of the same game over and over. And I kind of like doing varieties. So with this video, which is Jeopardy for the Nintendo Game Boy, if I win this game, I'll start a run for it. I'm going to start fresh with brand new runs. And I want to acknowledge one Skype guest I have, and that is 412 Hamrock.
Hey.
Hi there. And I have a Dr. Pepper with me. So I'll go ahead and show on camera real fast. Yep. It's going to be one versus computer. And I'm taking on Diane. What are the categories? There we go. Categories are, starts with J, world capitals, Stevens, in quotation marks, inventions, museums, and finally Shakespeare. I'll go with starts with J for 100. The first Mrs. Bonaparte, who was Josephine? Off camera, Hunter was asking me, is it possible to play Game Boy games on TV? The answer to that is yes, with Super Game Boy. I'll have starts with J for 200, please. A puzzle that people go to pieces over. What is a jigsaw puzzle?
In a few hours, I might just step out because I just do something.
It's cool.
In a few hours.
That's fine. Starts with J for 300, please. Daily double. I can risk up to $500. Oh, did somebody call me? Oh, nobody called me. Okay. I found the daily double. I can risk up to 500. That's exactly what I'm going to wager. Here's the clue. People say fine to crossing a street this way. What is jaywalking? And I'm up to $800. I'd like to have starts with J for 400. The only J in the Pledge of Allegiance. What is justice?
Yeah.
And the quote is, with liberty and justice for all. For those of you who didn't know. 1,200 now. Let's start with J for 500, please. Field event and Olympian throws. What is a javelin? And once javelin, you throw a javelin. And once I put in javelin, then I ran through this category like it was no problem. Yep, got it. Alright, new category. It's world capitals 100. Swedish capital that gave us Ingrid Bergman, Greta Garbo, and Anne Margaret. What is Stockholm? Stockholm is the capital of Sweden. That's correct. I'll take world capitals for 200. The Thais call this, their capital, the City of Angels. What is Bangkok? Bangkok, Thailand. That's correct. $2,000, just like that. I'll have world capitals for 300. The world's highest capital, La Paz, is in this country. What is Bolivia? And Bolivia is in South America.
Yep.
Yep, La Paz, Bolivia. I'll have world capitals for 400. Just a water hole at the turn of the century, it's now Kenya's capital with over 800,000 people. What is Nairobi? I can remember when I was a senior in high school in theater arts, somebody was quizzing freshmen about some state capitals. And at one point I said, anybody can name state capitals. And then at one point, one of my friends was like, hey Aubrey, what's the capital of Kenya? And I was like, Nairobi? And he said, dang it! Proving that he couldn't stump me. World capitals for 500. When the Dutch ruled this city, they built canals in Jakarta, its capital. What is Indonesia? Jakarta, Indonesia. Which, of course, is the correct answer. 2 full categories I've ran. Now we gotta go to another one. I'll take Stevens for 100. She asked Cookie to lend her his comb. Ooh, I don't know this one. Well, Diane rings in for the very first time. Let's see if she knows it. Connie Stevens. Okay, I think I've heard of Connie Stevens, but I'm not too sure. Let's go to the next clue. Stevens for 200. He dropped out of the wild world of rock and converted to Islam. Not too sure about this one. Who was it? Cat Stevens. Cat Stevens. Next. Stevens for 500. Sargent and York's bewitched character. Sargent and York's bewitched character. Oh, I know his last name is Stevens, but the question is, what is his first name? I used to watch Bewitched, but I don't remember. Darren Stevens. His first name was Darren. Stevens for 400. Norma Ray was based on this textile plant, which suffered 17 years of labor trouble. I know there was a movie of Norma Ray with Sally Field, but what was the name of that plant? The name of the plant was J.P. Stevens. Okay, next clue. Stevens 300. She played Appassionata von Climax in the film Lil Abner. I don't know. Does Diane know? No, she doesn't. Wrong. So Diane's at minus 200, and she's still applauding? Is she crazy? Why would you applaud when you get an answer wrong? I mean, if it were me, I would, but I would applaud that she got it wrong. But here's the clue. Stella Stevens. Stella Stevens. Okay, next clue. Inventions for 100. The mother of invention. What is necessity? Oh. Yep, necessity is the mother of invention. 3,300 now. I'd like to have inventions for 200, please. Country credited with the invention of pasta, porcelain, and paper. Well, the one that makes sense to me is Italy, so that's what I'm going to go with. The invention of pasta. I'm going to say, what is Italy? What?
Pasta?
Yeah.
That was...
It's not Italy, but now that I look at it, when it says paper, I'm thinking now it's Egypt. Diane rings in. Let's find out. Oh, it's China! China! Oh well. Shakespeare for 100. Hamlet found something rotten in this place. What is Denmark? Yep, it's Denmark. Back up to 3,200. I'll take Shakespeare for 200. The Moor who loved Desdemona, not wisely, but too well. Oh. Oh, who was that? Othello, yeah, that's right. So Diane's got some money once again. She's got $200. Next clue. Invention's 300. Tissue originally used as a World War I gas filter, now literally something to sneeze at. What is Kleenex? Yep, correct. I'll go ahead and take inventions for 400. These widely used office machines were first invented for the blind. What is a typewriter? I think that's right, but I'm not sure. However, I have a good hunch. So I'll say what are typewriters. Yep. Let's close it out. Printing press inventor associated with the world's most valuable book. Oh. Oh. Gutenberg. Okay. Never knew that. We're going on. Museums for 200. This city's Rijksmuseum is known for having the finest collection of Rembrandts. What is Amsterdam in the Netherlands? Oh, puke. Amsterdam, yeah. Museums for 100? You can't hold a candle to her London Chamber of Horrors. Who was Madame Tussaud? Correct. Alright, I'll have museums for 300. This Midwest City Science Museum has a coal mine and a submarine. What is Chicago? If it is Chicago, Rodney1279 will be happy I got this one right. It is Chicago. 4,500. I'll go with museums for 400, please. The Uffizi Gallery houses this country's national library. What is Italy? Let's close it out. With paintings going back to only 1880, this museum was founded in New York City in 1929. What is the Museum of Modern Art? Sounds like Hunter's back. We're almost finished with the Jeopardy round, Hunter. It is the Museum of Modern Art. Over $5,000 already, $5,400 to be exact. Okay, let us have Shakespeare for 300. Musical based on The Taming of the Shrew. What is Kiss Me Kate? Yep, Kiss Me Kate. Correct. 5,700. I have a $5,000 lead over Diane. 400. Chubby character who loved his ale and supplied the name for one. Who was Falstaff? Yes. 6,100. Now the last clue for 500. She was 8 years older than Shakespeare when he married her. Who was Anne Hathaway? And no, we're not talking about the actress Anne Hathaway. There was somebody back in a long time ago whose name was Anne Hathaway. Yep, so at the end of the Jeopardy round, I'm at 6,600. Diane's 700, so she'll go first. She'll make the first selection. We're going to start off with former capitals for 400. For 200 years, its czars ruled from St. Petersburg. What is Russia? Yep, up to $7,000. Current capital today is Moscow. Other than former capitals, we also have Dorfman's, magazines, art, numbers, and children's literature. I'll go with former capitals for 200. Daily double. I have $7,000. How much do I want to do? I feel good about former capitals, so I'd like to bet the farm. $7,000. Here we go. Until Brasilia was carved from the wilderness, this was Brazil's capital. I think it was either Sao Paulo or Rio de Janeiro. I'm going to take a chance and say Sao Paulo. Or was it Rio de Janeiro? It's either Sao Paulo or Rio de Janeiro. You know what? I think I'm going to change my answer. I'll say Rio de Janeiro. In the hopes that I get it right. It is Rio de Janeiro! I'm glad I went with that. Had I said Sao Paulo, I would have lost all my money, but I said maybe it's Rio de Janeiro, so I'm glad I changed my answer. It brings me up to $14,000. Former capitals are 600. Under the British, Calcutta was its capital. What is India? Yes. I'll take former capitals for 800. The nationalists ruled it from Nanking. What is China? I'm pretty sure it's China. Yep. $15,400. I'd like to close out that category. In the Middle Ages, its seat of state was Krakow. What is Poland? The current capital of Poland today is Warsaw. But the answer to this one? It used to be Krakow. What is Poland? Well done in that category. $16,400 now. Dorfman's for 200. In this ABC sitcom, teachers at Fillmore High include Mr. Moore and Mr. Dorfman. What is head of the class? It is head of the class. Dorfman's for 400. Slain near Chicago in 1983, Alan Dorfman made millions from this union's pension funds. Diane rings in. Making it very difficult for her right now. The Teamsters. Teamsters. Alright. Moving on. Dorfman's for 600. Mr. Dorfman was the mailman for the Mitchells and Wilsons in this early 60s sitcom. What is Dennis the Menace? From the looks of it, I may get to start a run for Jeopardy for the Game Boy. $17,200 is what I have right now. I'll take Dorfman's for 800. Best-selling South American author Ariel Dorfman was exiled from this country following violent 1973 coup. Not too sure about this one. Chile. Chile. Okay, Dorfman's for 1,000. He was New York Magazine's financial columnist and a CNN commentator, then went to USA Today. I don't know this one at all, so I'm not gonna ring in. Okay, let's see who it was. Dan Dorfman. Dan Dorfman. Okay. Magazines for 200. Known for condensed books, its condensed Bible was a big seller. I have no earthly idea. What was it? Reader's Digest. Oh, okay. Magazines for 400. For his Olympian feat in organizing the games, Time named him Man of the Year for 84. Okay, I'm going to take a guess. And I'm going to say... Now, keep in mind, this is just a guess. I'm going to say who is Greg Louganis. Greg Louganis. But you have to remember, this is only a guess. Yeah. It's not Greg Louganis, but... Oh well. Down to 16,800, but that's okay. I have a big lead, so shouldn't complain. Who was it? Peter Wiberoff. Never knew it. Magazines for 600. One of its dubious achievement awards went to the man who opened the Cabbage Patch Doll summer camp. I don't know. Esquire. Esquire. Magazine's 800. Scientific Society's magazine that outsells Penthouse and Playboy. What is National Geographic? Oh, wait. That's not how you spell it. It is National Geographic. And I'll take magazines for 1,000. The other Daily Double. And I have 17,600. How much? This time I'm going to do 1,400. Wait, no. No, I want to change it. 2,400. Get me up to an even $20,000 if I answer correctly. Here's the clue. By repeating his "What are you going to do about it?" Harper's Weekly helped bring him down. No idea. Who was it? Boss Tweed. Never knew it. But I'm still leading. 15,200. Here's the next clip. Art for 200. Pope Julius II ordered him to paint the Sistine Chapel. Who was Michelangelo? Yep. Art 400. The name for the Virgin Mary in many paintings. What is the Mona Lisa? No. I don't know. But I still have $15,000, so that's okay. It was Madonna. Madonna. Okay. Art for 600. This part of an egg is combined with pigment to make tempera paint. What is the yolk? Art for 800. Born on Crete, Dementio Theotokopoulos was called this by the Spaniards. What is El Greco? Yep. And let's close it out. Rodin's sculptured tribute to eggheads. What is the thinker? Yep. 17,400. Next. Numbers for 200. Number of times John Glenn orbited the Earth. What is 1? No. $17,200, but I'm still in the lead, so it's not over. I think it might be over for Diane, though. Oh, 3 times, okay. Here we go. Next clue. Numbers for 400. The number of white horses she'll be driving while coming round the mountain. What is 6? Yep. I'll take numbers for 600. Numeric system using only 1 and 0. Numeric system using only 1 and 0. Does Diane know? Binary. Binary. We're going on. Number's 800. Number of points on a backgammon board. I've never played backgammon, so I don't know. 24. 24 points. Children's literature, 200. Aesop character that won by a hair. What is it? Who is the tortoise? Needless to say, I think this game might be over for Diane because she's not going to be able to catch up to me. Even if she wagers it all on Final Jeopardy. Children's literature for 400. Crusoe named him for the day they met. Who is Friday? Children's literature for 600. They called Robin Hood's companion this, though he was over 7 feet tall. Who is Little John? Yep. 800. Gulliver's Tiny People. Who are the Lilliputians? $19,600. I'll close out the category. In one grim tale, she's Rose Red's sister, who was Snow White? Of course it's Snow White. $20,600. We have one clue left for 1,000. Let's look at it. He was elected on the campaign slogan, 54-40 or fight. I don't remember this one. James K. Polk. Okay. So at the end of Double Jeopardy, Diane has $4,500 and I have $20,600, so it's a runaway game right now. Let's play Final Jeopardy. Category is mathematics. I'm going to wager $4,400. The number of zeros in 1 trillion. What is 12? It is 12. Will they accept my answer? No! So I had to put the number and the word, but that's okay. I still came out the winner with $16,200. So I get to start a run of Jeopardy for the Game Boy with $16,200, and I want to thank Hunter for being a part. See y'all for our next video soon.